Hey guys, what's up? Happy Monday night. Happy Monday night. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Greetings. Greetings, Earthlings. Is Kristina here? Kristina G? Come on in, Kristina G. I got Kristina G at the top, Sarah H, Triples, Fire Signs, Kathleen S, Joy B, Rebecca W, and Chris R. Or Chris. I don't know what letter the last name starts with because I didn't write it very legibly. My penmanship is that of a very, very discombobulated individual. Okay, Kristina, what's your question? Chris R, that's you. Boo. Okay. Thank you, universe. Thank you, source. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, angels, archangels, spirit guides, and ancestors. Thank you for allowing me to connect tonight. Thank you for gathering around me, protecting my light, my energy, my vibration. Thank you for the clear, direct messages tonight for everyone. No. Did everyone have a nice President's Day? For those of us in the United States celebrating President's Day, or I should say observing President's Day, I guess it would be like when you say celebrating, it would be like you celebrate Memorial Day. Well, you observe President's Day. I mean, I don't think anyone really celebrates President's Day. We just observe it. We watch it come and we watch it go. Sparky, we love you, Sparky. Alexa is so excited to see you. Oh my God. Wyoming. Sounds like fun, Rebecca. I like it a lot. All right. Nice. Hope everyone had a nice Valentine's Day. Ooh, no, I don't take PayPal if you're in the United States. Sorry, guys. PayPal is for international only. I'm going to refund you, though. What does Kristina need to know? Well, I won't refund you. The PayPal person managing the PayPal will refund you. Okay, so this is interesting, Kristina. You've got to remember, here's what I say for you. You've got the Six of Wands here, which is a cool card. And then, but right in the middle, what's coming out is that the Five of Swords, which can represent a little bit of competition, either with another person, or sometimes it's about yourself, like your own. Sometimes, and recently, in the things that have come out for you, I think this is about you sort of when you're with what you're going through. Just make sure that you aren't too. Don't be hard on yourself. I know I'm really hard on myself. Sometimes I'll be talking to someone I'm close to, and I'll say things about myself, and the person on the other end of the conversation will be like, "What are you talking about? Like, you have the most stupid view of yourself. Nobody else sees that. Like that. Stop being so hard on yourself." And so, you're on this great path. And you're, the Six of Wands does not represent does not represent an experience necessarily that's easy, right, or fun, but it's a really nice, worthwhile, ultimately victorious path. And so there is some tough stuff going on here, but it feels like a lot of it is inner turmoil and that self. I don't know if do you have any Virgo in your major placements? Feels like Virgo energy, that critical energy that a Virgo has, and usually we put that criticism on ourselves. We're very critical of ourselves. Once in a while, it goes toward people who deserve it, but this is a critical energy. No Virgo. Well, this is that Virgo type of energy. It's a critical energy where you're maybe not giving yourself, and it's okay to be hard on yourself, right? I think it improves your, you know, for some of us, it helps us, right, to do better and to persevere. But it also sometimes is really not fair. Just be careful about your self-talk. You also have the Knight of Pentacles in this side, which is like the Twilight, as a outcome card in this situation. So I think there's really, oh, and bottom of the deck, the Nine of Pentacles. I feel like your guides want you to really, you know, turn up the volume on your listening skills, but also turn down the volume when it comes to your self-critical sort of almost like it could be a little bit of self-sabotaging going on, I feel like. Or at least if it's not happening, there's a potential for that to happen, and you're being kind of warned ahead of time not to allow that to overwhelm all of the amazing things that are going on in your life, and to even sort of take the opposite tack. So if you find yourself at times maybe being a little too critical or hard on yourself, take the opposite tack and really encourage yourself, love yourself, like Jen Sturgeon just said, and remind yourself how amazing you are. Because a lot of the things that you're being difficult, that you're making more difficult, or that you may be being a little hard on yourself about, are things that aren't that big of a deal. And it's so much more important. Instead of worrying so much about fixing our faults, we have to focus on improving our strengths, right? Those are the muscles to work out, the muscles that are strong, the things that are your gifts and what you're good at, okay? We all have our faults, right? We all have our faults and our things that make us not so perfect. That's why we're human. But you've got some really good things going on. Don't forget my extra card. I won't. We've got some really good things going on, and that's what you want to focus on. On the major forward movement that's happening in your life, and the fact that this Six of Wands came out first and foremost. I think maybe you needed that reminder tonight. For some reason, you may need to be reminded right now. You're on a path that no matter what you're going through in the moment and what you see around you, you're on the path to victory, and it's going to be it's going to be celebrated. Sometimes this card represents public recognition. Like, that's why it felt so strange to see the Five of Swords feeling the way it feels, because when you're on this path toward public recognition and people are seeing you as in a heroic fashion, you look like a superhero to so many people, yet at the same time you're criticizing yourself, or there's a potential for that. There's definitely a juxtaposition here between how people view you and how you view yourself. That seems to be a big message coming through. How are people viewing you and how are you viewing yourself? So even if you don't view yourself with the same amount of respect that other people view you, you need to give yourself some credit and acknowledge that they're not stupid either. That they're seeing some good things in you, and really be open to the possibility that some of that perfection energy is more about movement and doesn't necessarily need to be pushed too much hard on yourself. The Knight of Pentacles to me feels like the reason that it's, oh no, the list is closed. Sorry, Anne. We're a little full tonight. The Knight of Pentacles feels like the reason that it's that he shows up is because, and it's in the Twilight side. It's like the Knight of Pentacles is moving toward victory, and I think that's a message about not giving up. Sometimes it can feel like, you know, you're not getting where you want to go fast enough, or maybe the goals that you had, the goals that you have, or the goals that you had just aren't realistic anymore, or they aren't ever going to be reached. So it's important to sort of just be reminded that, yeah, you probably are going to get everything at some point. You just have to really be patient and trust the journey, you know, trust the journey. So let's see what that Angel of Atlantis card can add to that. Because even the things that you're experiencing now that make you, the same things that may make you feel like your goals are less realistic are the things that are actually assuring you're going to get to those goals. They're just taking their own sweet time, maybe. Yeah, you're on the list, Joy. So Gabriel and the energy of inspiration definitely is part of the reading. You know, Archangel Gabriel, inspiration. So a lot of this too can go back to that, and a message about staying inspired because you're on an amazing path, and your trajectory, although it may not be within the time frame that you planned or the way you expected, your trajectory is really a good one. And just remember that. Don't get beat down or don't beat yourself down. Stay inspired. ask for help, and Archangel Gabriel is here to specifically help you with your inspiration. And so that's a great thing. I love that. Nice. Nice, good stuff, Kristina. Okay. Sarah H., go for it. What's your question? You're welcome. Thank you. I'm glad it made sense. Good luck. Good luck, monsieur. List is closed. I'll be back tomorrow night after I finish some more personals, though. If you want to get on the list for tomorrow night, you can go ahead and send it now or tomorrow, either way. But I will be back tomorrow night. I just don't have time to go too long tonight. What advice do you have for Sarah regarding her current and recent circumstances and what's on the horizon? Sarah needs to know about her current and recent circumstances and what's on the horizon. Okay. So basically, the advice that I feel is coming through pretty strong for you is major changes on the horizon. You know, whatever you've been going through is about to really shift. There's a shifting energy here from the Five of Pentacles, which can be feeling very alone, whether by choice or by somebody sort of pushing you away. You're feeling really out there by yourself and alone in a sort of emotional way, like you're not connecting really well with either with anyone or with the people you want to be connected to. And what's coming is this Judgment card is right here. And this on this side, the Judgment card is telling you to really focus on what you're doing right now. Because the thing is, if you die tomorrow, are you going to be satisfied with the way you've lived your life the last 4 weeks? There's something about making sure whether you're where you want to be yet or not, there's still a standard of excellence that you want to uphold because of what you're here to do. And so it's not so much about whether you're you've seen the light at the end of the tunnel yet or not. It's about offering what you can with where you are and with what you have right now, because this is about accountability. The Judgment card on this side for me is much more about an awakening, like a spiritual awakening. On this side, it's about an accountability, having been awakened at some point and knowing that things maybe aren't where you want them to be, but you came here for a purpose and you're aware of that, and that you are accountable, even if there wasn't your source, your creator holding your spiritual side holding you accountable. You're accountable to yourself, and you've got to sort of bring the light, be the light for yourself and for others. A lot of times when we're in this place, the message from Spirit is about just offering someone else help, because yeah, you're not in the best place right here, but you can still be a light in someone else's life, and that'll kind of make you forget what's causing you to feel this way as well at the same time. You've got the Temperance card as well. So when it comes to any one-on-one personal relationships, usually of a romantic nature or just an intense nature, friendships, soulmates, twin souls, those type of things, there's a lot of balancing that has to take place in those relationships because, you know, in human form, we're kind of effed up, and there's a lot of healing that starts from point A to point Z, and there's a lot of healing that's happening here, and you have to do things alone sometimes, right? It can't get you, there's no forward movement without the healing, and the healing sometimes cannot take place unless the universe puts you like this. So there's definitely purpose to this too, and so just remember there's a higher source and a higher power involved balancing these energies, and that's what's happening right here in this card. It's all happening for a greater purpose. And then you have at the bottom of the deck the World card. That's a card representing the completion of a cycle, of a journey. And on this side, you're already at the end of this painful part. You're just sort of in the final sparks of it. So it's still there. You're still aware of it, but you're right here at the end of it. So just kind of welcoming in what's coming, knowing, being aware that good things are coming in for you, and sort of just when you're not seeing them around you, when you look around and do a 360 and you don't see any good things, or you don't see the good things you've been manifesting, you can get discouraged at a certain point. But the message is stay focused, stay trusting, stay grateful. Focused, trusting, and grateful. and that allows you to sort of be open right now, and things are about to shift. Know that it's right here. You've also got to know that and be on board so that it can start. The good's going to start coming in. That tough part you've been in recently, that's really already over. You just aren't feeling the ends of it yet. You're really going to start feeling it stronger and stronger over the next coming days and weeks. So I'm excited for you. Get excited for you too. Trips, fire signs. Where's Trips, fire signs? Hello, Janet. What's your question, Trips? Hi, is LB involved with another woman other than me? What is our outcome? I'm so confused. Yeah, we have Trips, fire sign, and then Kathleen, you're next, and then Joy B, then Rebecca, and then Chris. Is LB involved with another woman? What's going on in this situation? I don't get the sense from this that this person is involved with another woman. Thank you, Jeanette. That's so sweet. I don't get the sense that this person is involved with someone else, but I get the sense that this person is going through some heaviness, a lot of discontentment. So you've got the Four of Cups, Five of Wands, but the Six of Cups is here. This is that, card of sort of on this side especially. This person is definitely aware of your importance in their life. There's a lot of longing here, but not a lot of action. So it's sort of, it doesn't feel good to me because it doesn't feel like someone who's willing to do what is necessary maybe or needed to bring things home or to make this thing be what it's supposed to be. So that could be frustrating, I think. However, ultimately, I think, no, there's not I don't feel like there's another interest in this person's life or another woman. It's much more about this person being very frustrated. When you're with somebody and they're like usually this doesn't happen early in relationships or in non-committed relationships, because if you're feeling this way with someone, you just leave usually. But a lot of times in marriages or when you've been committed to someone for a while, romantic, happy, in love times aren't always the situation, and sometimes you just don't care, like you just don't really feel it, and that's what this person is coming out as. The Four of Cups, it's just kind of like something's ended, but it's still in front of me. I'm kind of frustrated. There's just a lot of frustration, a lack of interest in anything, whether it's another woman, maybe in you as well. There's just not a lot of interest right now, and so that can be frustrating. But the soul connection is strong. This is that Six of Cups card. There is some strong energy, but this person's like, they're standing there on their little balcony waiting. A lot of energy of waiting for something to shift. Now, the Empress card is the bottom of the deck, which would, for me, be an overall energy. I do think this person is looking for someone to bring them what they are not. See, here's the problem. LB, whoever that is it LB? Wants you to offer LB all of this support and inspiration, but it's not looking like LB's offering that support and inspiration to you. So you can't expect somebody to give you something that you're not willing to reciprocate. And that goes for all of us, right? We can't expect someone to be for us something we're not willing to be for them. So there's definitely a disconnect here, and I understand why you would ask that question, but I have to say I don't see that. No, there doesn't appear to be that, but it doesn't make it okay, what you're getting from this person. So it's kind of an unconsoling confirmation, because it really doesn't mean anything that there's not another person if this person is not going to step up and be more action oriented and willing to give what they want to be receiving. However, if it, for what it's worth, there is an awareness of a strong connection. The Six of Cups feels very much conscious awareness, appreciation even, if not willingness to take action. So that's the answer I've got for you. I can see why you're very confused right now. I think there's definitely detachment, and I think it's got to do with just a feeling of unfulfillment right now. And maybe you can take action. Obviously, if you're coming through as the Empress, maybe you can do some things to inspire that person. But, remember, they have to take action. They have to be willing. You can't pour from an empty cup, and your cup will be empty if this person is not reciprocating what you're offering. So that's a problem. That's got to change. Even if it eventually gets to a point where you're like, peace out, I'm gone. And that's what wakes them up. Something's got to change here. But no, I don't see another woman, okay? So if that makes you feel better, I don't think that this would make me feel better because there's still a big problem. But no, I don't see another woman. Okay, you're welcome. Kathleen S. Kathleen S. What is your question? Outlook. Oh, that was you, Sparky. Outlook for love in the next 2 months. There's some healing that's got to happen first. There is a new beginning in love here on the horizon, but first things first. You can't put the cart before the horse. And you do have the Ace of Cups coming. First, you've got the Page of Swords, the Four of Swords, and then the Two of Pentacles. So there's a lot of energy of, it feels like a lot of movement. So someone's focus, either you or a love interest, someone's focus is shifting from the other person to the future. So I don't know if that's good or bad. It doesn't really have I'm not attached to a specific positive or negative charge to it. It just feels like someone has stopped. Someone was really paying attention to you, or you were really paying attention to them, and now they're like, okay, forward movement. So they've shifted their focus off the other person and toward the future. I think that's a good thing, because that's what I tell people to do all the time, and what I try to do myself in relationships is, if I'm not getting back what I'm offering, keep it moving forward. So I think whether this is you or the other person, it's good. Now, there's still a lot of energy of juggling something here, and there's a need for healing. There's scorched earth in the background of this card. Don't forget that. So stop looking back. Don't look back. It's not a place you want to be. Backwards is not a place you want to cast your gaze in any situation, and certainly not in this one. This looks real messy back there in the background. So the past is over. You can't fix it. You can't change it. Taking a hose to that fire is not going to do you or the other person any good whatsoever. So move on. There is the Ace of Cups here. So you have a you have a possibility for a new beginning in love in the future with something new, whether it's a new person or a new energy coming into an old relationship, an established relationship. It's good, and it's going to be offered. You know, the aces are like, it's not something you really manifest. The ace is just the universe handing you a gift, like doing you a favor. And so you really want to be prepared for that when that comes through. It feels like it's a little bit down the road, maybe further into the spring. Sparkling fresh, yes. But it definitely feels like it's good, and it feels like the only stumbling block or roadblock or blockage to that happening could be focusing too much on that scorched earth in your past with someone. You know, we all wish we could go back in time and be a better version of ourselves in the areas which we failed or had shortcomings, especially if it was with somebody we really, really love. But for whatever reason, a lesson learned, chalk it up to that, keep it moving forward. And also, stay focused on the Ace of Cups, right? That's the new beginning coming in for you. That's the happiness. That's the spirit offering you a new chance at love. So focus on the love stuff and forget about the past. I don't know what that fire is in your past, that where all the smoke is and what that represents, but it feels like something that there's a tendency mentally to go back and try to review. And I understand that, because I've been in that type of situation in life. Like, you know, when we have a strong connection, if you love someone and they love you and it's a strong connection, mutual, but mistakes are made, you know, you tend to try to review, like, why did this happen? Or why did that, what? But not worth it. You can't change it. You can't put that fire out. And even if you could, it wouldn't do any good. It wouldn't change where you're at now. So, okay. So just keep it moving forward. Focus on that Ace of Cups coming in, because that's going to be love. And it's going to feel good. And you're going to be happy. You're welcome, sweetie. Love you too. All right. Joy, what's your question? Let me see. Hold on. No. Okay, Joy, what's your question? Joy, what is your question? How soon would there be a new job on the horizon? Sorry, Lula, I'm already full for the night, but I'll be back tomorrow night if you want to get on the list quick. The list sometimes fills up before I start. So if you want to get on the list for tomorrow night, I'll be on at 9. You can go ahead and send your donation now to Cash App. Anyone who wants to be at the top of the list. A lot of people don't realize they want to be on the list until I'm already live, but usually we're full by then. So it's good to get on ahead of time. I will be on at 9 tomorrow for anyone who wants to get a question in then. What's the outlook for a new job for Joy? Oh, good. You got the 10 of Pentacles, and you've got the Wheel of Fortune with the Magician here. This is really good. Really good. Okay, so Joy, you have very, very good opportunity to manifest a very, very rewarding new venture, whether it's a job or I prefer, working for yourself. Find your niche and start your own business. Create your own job. But whatever it is, this is good. And you do have the major arcana of the moon here. This is that divine feminine energy. It is about conception and ideas. To me, coming out about with the job thing, this is about you knowing inside yourself what you want to begin and what you can create. So I don't think this is I don't think this is a job where you go to work for someone. I think this is something that you're good at. You can create any job you're passionate about and that you're good at. Here it is right here. Do it. There's something it feels like, especially with the Magician here behind the Wheel of Fortune. The Magician is the opposite of the feminine moon. The Magician is that masculine energy of creation and in the sense of the will to pursue. So this is an energy of being willing to pursue things that you want to create, going after things that are for you. And this is saying that as the Wheel of Fortune turns in your favor, you're going to be the one to manifest that new thing, that new venture. So it's something that's within you already. You've got to find that and create it. Don't let yourself be discouraged by feeling like nobody's there to help you. You're not alone. You may not have people around you, but you've got guides and power on the other side. Guys, I tell you this all the time, and it's true. You have the power of your spirit guides and source behind you. There's so much power that you can't see. If you just embrace that power, it's so strong. Trust me. Trust me, it's strong. Don't be afraid. Because you do have the 5 of Pentacles here, but I think this is a mental issue. This person is like, they're not put out in the cold. They're right inside the building and they're just in their head. It's not this. It's this. This is not reality. So I think you're worrying too much about not having the support you may need, but you've got all the support you need in other areas, in ways that you really can't, that aren't so tangible, but they're very real. So just be aware of that. Don't let yourself get discouraged at all. 10 of Pentacles, right? What else can you ask for when it comes to a new job or a new career or a new business? 10 of Pentacles is abundance. That's the word for the 10 of Pentacles. Abundance across the top of the screen. And that's what's coming your way. So don't be scared. Don't be scared. Meditation. Definitely work on your meditations. No, this is Joy's reading. Work on your meditations, okay? And trust in the process. I know we talk about the process, the journey, and trusting in it a lot, but it's so important because, we're all at that phase. At some, when you stop in the middle, it's like sometimes you hit the pause and assess things, but you're still moving forward. So, yeah, hit the pause, assess things, look around, see where you're at, but trust it. Don't get discouraged by by where you're not. Be encouraged by where you are. Choose the perception to have. Choose what perspective to take. Choose to be encouraged by where you are instead of discouraged by where you're not. You know what I mean? That's a choice. Rebecca, what's your question? Thank you, Joy. Good luck. I can't wait for you to create that job. When do you see me finding long-term housing for me and my kiddos? Wait, when? Okay, when do you see? When? And let's see. sun green. So spring or summer, right? Yeah. Why? What in the world? What in the world? Um, I don't know. You may not be doing anything really quick. I know you want to, but I'm thinking it's going to be around August or September. The permanent things are happening because you've got this August and September stuff. Uh, the Eight of Cups and Nine of Cups. So it is good, but it's not right away. The Eight of Cups, I don't know if you actually are moving from one place to the new place, like to Wyoming type of thing, but whatever the Eight of Cups is, it's something, leaving something behind, right? There's some kind of movement here, whatever it is. Temperance and Queen of Cups. Don't get mad at the process. Again, this seems to be coming up a lot, Montana. Don't be mad at the process, okay? Because there's going to be patience, a lot of patience required here. And you have Knight of Cups at the bottom, okay? Knight of Cups is here, so that's okay. So be happy with the process. Be kind about it. It's the Nine of Cups is a great card. That's that wish card, right? You may actually be a little. I think part of this is a little. There's a little bit of loneliness in this because when it comes to these kind of decisions, providing for your children, in a sense, you are on your own in that aspect, in that way, and so there's some feeling for some reason of loneliness here. I was trying to figure out the Seven of Swords came out. This card to me in this reading is about loneliness. It's about feeling like you're kind of sometimes the burden is on you. And again, there's this tendency to look back with regret on something. Be careful about that. I don't think that you do that very much, but I know we all have a tendency when in lean times to look back and wish or wonder. I think that you've got such a great outcome with the Queen of Cups and this sort of wish fulfillment type of thing that the list is closed for tonight. Sorry, guys. Which you've got such a great outcome, Queen of Cups, and such a great wish, like the wishes coming true stuff with the Nine of Cups. It's all so exciting that I just don't want you to let anything stop that from coming in the most amazing way possible, right? I think that you may be in sort of a I don't know why, if there's a reason for this, but you may be in a little bit of a holding pattern through spring and summer. It feels like there's a lot of this feels like slow movement, and it may not be just finding a place. It may be more about feeling settled or like feeling like you're where you want to be. I think that's important, and I think that's actually going to be the best way to be able to have the freedom to do what you want to do in the end as well. I just want to see something real quick, guys. Hang on. I want to see why that Seven of Swords was there. I got a weird feeling about that card. Oh, okay. Yeah, so it is about romantic stuff. So here's the thing. Whoever it is that you know, I don't know, whatever that is that kind of makes your head look back and whatever. Same thing that I was saying to Kathleen, to Sparky. There's no point. You know, there's no point. I understand the urge when you have a strong connection and mistakes are made and you have regrets, but what's the point of regrets? The only reason regrets are useful is if you can actually go back in time and fix them. And since we have not figured out a way to do that, might as well say F regrets. But yeah, there is this beautiful connection here, this strong sort of kinship or past life energy that keeps coming back around. And that's what the Seven of Swords was about. So that feeling of the burden being on you and the looking back, there's something that's established in your life. And you know, those relationships are cyclical. This is going to keep going around and around. But whatever this is, it's not, I think that what you said about not allowing romantic attachments to have a role in your decision making is so important. I think that's 100% the right thing. the right decision, not to allow that to be a factor. Okay? But be patient about this housing situation with your kids. I think certainly you're always going to provide fine and temporarily everything's fine, but you may not feel quite settled until around August or September and be like, where you can be, that moment of like driving down the road and just suddenly going, okay, everything's exactly where I really want it to be, may not come until August or September. So be really patient throughout the spring and the summer with yourself and your circumstances. Chris R. What is your question? Throw it up. You're welcome, Rebecca. Thank you. Chris R. Which one is Chris R? Is that Blue Sapphire Rose? Somebody else asked a question at the same time I called on you. If you're not on my list from before I came on, don't send me money unless you want to come on. If you're sending money right now, guys, there's nothing asking for money. If you're sending money, it's for tomorrow night. The list is closed. From the time I hit go live, the list is closed. So no other questions unless I call your name. Until tomorrow. Okay, let's see what's going on, Chris. 9 p.m. tomorrow, I shall be here. If you want to get on the list, the Cash App is $Ray of Light Tarot. It's a $20 love offering. That Scorpio is not being honest with you or was not honest with you about what they want. So I don't know if that's someone that you really want to be with, but the connection is strong. That's it. I think what's better is, Chris, I think what's really important is what's going on with what they prompted in you, what that person sort of awakened in you, because there's a lot of majors here. You've got the World front and center. You've got the Star. So you're going to be experiencing a lot of transformative energy, right? Also a lot of connectivity with the other side right now. I think your dream space is going to be very intense. You might want to start, this is a time for you specifically to start keeping a dream journal, okay? When this type of energy is coming in like that, you got to start having a dream journal right by your bed, a pen and pad, so that you can write down your experiences right when you wake up. Because, a lot of us forget our dreams after 15 minutes of being awake or even less. But if you think about it right when you wake up, you'll remember a lot more details and a lot more vividly. And there's things that are going to come through that you need to remember. So I would start writing this stuff down. There's something that's very important. The Seven of Swords has been really an interesting card. It's been like a wild card tonight. This is about, for you, coming to a new understanding. So this is about the deception that came maybe from another person, and also your own self-deception, because we do that to ourselves in relationships, and reassessing what that relationship was really about and what it awakened within you, right? You don't have to, so that's good. I'm glad you said that. You don't need to interpret the dream. That's not why I want you to keep a dream journal. None of our dreams really make sense anyway, guys. It's not about interpreting the dream. None of us can interpret our dreams, and people who say they can are really full of shit. I mean, there are messages in your dreams, but why do I see, whatever. Dreams are weird. The reason I want you to write down what you remember from your dreams, certain things are going to be things that you need to remember for actual practical application in your life, okay? Not to try to figure out why you're in this weird place with this person. It's not so much that, it's just certain messages I have found with people, without exception, important things come through when you start to keep a dream journal. So, but yeah, don't try to interpret the dream. That's such a waste of time. Just sort of, when there's certain things, certain messages, you will know, it's going to help your intuition open up more as well. But the most important thing is about you seeing the truth in your daily life, and why this person came in, that Scorpio energy, even though it may not be the reason you thought they were coming into your life, because it's so important to understand a false twin, a karmic soulmate who's teaching us lessons feels just as loving and strong as a twin soul. It feels very strong at times, and it can be very misleading. So it's ultimately important to see the truth, even if you didn't at first, to figure out what something really is, right? So that you can. I don't see this relationship as being what you thought it was. It's definitely going somewhere because you're going through a major transformation as a result of it. And the star can represent wish fulfillment and wishes coming true. I don't know if it's the wishes you thought it was. That's something you're going to need to assess with whatever this Seven of Swords is. There's a lot of possibility here. Something's coming to a conclusion. There is a journey's end and a new cycle beginning. And for you personally, there's a major transformation in this star card. That's Aquarius energy. There's a lot of Scorpio energy present in the Seven of Swords, but it's a lot of death and rebirth energy. But it comes down to that person and their purpose in your life. It's a strong soul connection. I don't know that it's a strong life partner soul connection. Be aware of that and ask yourself honestly, what does that mean for me? The potential is still there for a connection. A connection can change too. It can seem this way now and then it could become that. So it's not really that it's not what you want it to be or it's not going anywhere. It just may not have, it may not be what it was. It may not be meant to be what you thought. And then later on, it may change the meaning of it. I believe a karmic can shift into a life partner. I've seen it happen. But you don't want to call someone a life partner or soulmate when they're treating you like crap, because they're not. They're not worthy of that. They're a karmic. And this person is not giving you what you deserve from what I'm seeing here. So why would you want it to go anywhere is the real question that I'm wanting to ask. You know what I mean? The question we have to go to is when someone is not giving us what we want from them, why do we want it anymore? What does that say about us and our self-worth if we want something from them that they're not giving us? Right? So that's what I'm getting from this. So what I want you to do with the Seven of Swords is assess what they are, what they have given you, which is something deep within. So, because it's never really about that other person or a relationship, because the relationship is the one in the mirror. That's the only thing that's really important when it comes to all that weird stuff inside, the sadness, the emptiness, the excitement. That's coming from you and your reflection of yourself. Nobody believes that, but it really is. That's coming from your reflection of yourself that you see in another person. And something has happened with this connection. There's a major transition. I mean, the star and the world are the two cards that come out for this. This is huge, but it's all about you and completing of cycles, healing of things, major transformations, and ultimately, yeah, wishes coming true. But there's a lot of deception and self-deception in the heart of this. So I would say really deeply assess that, Chris, to get to where you want to go, okay? And see where it takes you. Okay, I'm going to do that right now. If you're 100% healed, self-loving and self-respecting, just like with anyone else, a relationship that was karmic could suddenly become lifetime, because it's not about them, it's about you and what you're attracting. I know, me too, we all are. Enjoy the view in the meantime. Okay, so Archangel Sandalphon and the energy of intention. This is part of the energy of intention. It's part of what you're going through. Because as you're writing down those dream journals entries, you're going to be reassessing your intentions. And you're going to be getting messages. So the intention is a big part of this card. Archangel Sandalphon. Ask Archangel Sandalphon to be with you and to assist you with the healing, the energy of your intentions. And that's also going to bring in the energy of romance. As you heal your intentions and really set them in the right place, that's going to set you up to be open to the right romance and to something that has staying and lasting power. Romance that's backed up by true love, and that has love, like a great set you on the right trajectory. That's going to be nice and exciting. And hold on, one more card fell out. What was that? Gabriel again, inspiration. So Archangel Gabriel, inspiration. Archangel Gabriel, who better for inspiration? That's the angel that appeared to Mother Mary when at the Annunciation, to tell her, you're blessed among women, you're going to give birth to the Christ. So that's a great card, and inspiration is something that you definitely need to incite and excite and begin being open to new things, new romances, new ventures, etc. Guys, thank you so much for being here. For those of you I wasn't able to fit in tonight, you're welcome to send the money tonight or anytime tomorrow. I will be on at 9 p.m. and work from a new list from there. So I'm sorry I couldn't keep going tonight, but I have too many personal readings I'm trying to get caught up on. So Sparky Blue, sad. Oh, Sparky said, "Are we all blue?" I don't know if Sparky was talking about an aura or sad. Yeah, I don't know what Sparky was talking about. You're welcome. You guys have a great night. Love you, mean it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. And if you could not get on the list, you will be welcome to then. Sorry. No, are we all blue? I don't know. Bye, guys.